It's Happy Valley's #1 station.
You guys are awesome.
You're the best.
I love you guys.
B94.5.
It's all hit B94.5. I'm here with Jourdan Miller, the Cycle 20 America's Next Top Model winner. First off, I want to say congratulations for winning. I know we were all so excited to see that you were the winner.
I'm so happy right now. I have been keeping this a secret forever, 6 months now, and it's been really tough, but I have kept my mouth shut, and now it's my time to shine.
Now, starting it off, we are a radio station, and we're not all about keeping secrets, so we would like to know, how did you keep the secret of you being the winner for so long? What did you tell people?
I would just pretend like I was not excited about it at all. They'd be like, "Oh, is this episode going to be a good one?" And I'd just be like, I don't know. You just have to watch it. I just seemed kind of sarcastic about the whole thing, and people were like, "Oh, well, obviously she didn't win because she's so butthurt." When they did see that I won, they were all in shock and they could not believe it. It's just really exciting, and I'm glad that I was able to pull off keeping my mouth shut.
Since it was the first cycle with guys actually in the competition, a lot of people expected that Marvin was going to win because he was the last guy standing with you. And in another interview, you even said that you thought he was going to win. And of course, it actually ended up being you that won. What did it feel like that a lot of people were expecting a guy to win, but you came out on top?
I was standing there, and in my head, I was like, you know what? They want a boy to win. They're going to choose a boy to win. It's going to get more reviews on TV. Everyone was so excited for the boys to come in, but when it came down to just the craft of modeling and the skills and all of that, Kelly made a really big point about, at the end of the day, it's not about the personality. It is about the picture and the client. And so the fact that I won solely based off of skills and winning Best Photo 5 times in a row, which I think is a record breaker. It just felt so good, and it completely reassured that I was in the right place and I was doing what I was born to do.
Now, I think one of the biggest compliments from Tyra was that actually she also wanted a guy to win, but then you ended up winning anyway. What was it like hearing that from Tyra?
Hearing that from Tyra was so shocking, just to hear her say that she even wanted a boy. I was like, wait, so you're saying that you wanted a boy, but I'm so good that you had to choose me? That is just amazing to hear. I can't even wrap my head around the fact that she even told me I take a better percentage of good pictures than she does. And that coming from an ex-Victoria's Secret model and someone who's just created an amazing empire for herself is so honoring and humbling and just amazing.
So since you won the competition, we definitely expect to see a lot from you and see your career just take off. What's next for you? What are your plans for the guest campaign and everything else? What's next for Jourdan Miller?
Next for Jourdan Miller would be to get my ass into the city. I can't tell you how hungry I am to start shooting and to start working and to just get out there and do what it is I really, truly just love to do. So I'm working on moving to New York and getting a place out there, as well as working with guests on some new projects that we're going to have coming up, and I haven't even really talked to them yet, so I'm sure that they've got that all under control. But yeah, it's just work is the next step. My biggest goal, which is after this big goal that I just accomplished, would be to stomp out that runway for Victoria's Secret. That has been a big thing in my life since I was little, just watching those girls do that. Every Victoria's Secret fashion show has just been an inspiration to me, and I know that I can do it. I've seen my walk on TV, and I'm pretty sure that if I apply myself, I can do anything.
Totally agree with that. Your fans absolutely love your walk, and you've been told that you just have an amazing walk all cycle. And I can see you as a Victoria's Secret model, and that would be an America's Next Top Model first.
And that's my goal, is not just be America's Next Top Model winner. I'm using this as my first step. This is just the beginning of my career. I know a lot of girls will win the show and then kind of disappear, but I don't want to disappear. I want to be in that light. I want the world to see me, and I want to be that legacy legacy that Tyra has been trying to create since the beginning of Top Model, and that's to get the covers on the magazines back. I want to be on every cover. I want to be booking all of the jobs. I want to bring that supermodel back. Where did the supermodel go? And that's my goal, is to not disappear and really just completely blossom from this.
Well, you've absolutely acquired the ultimate title of America's Next Top Model, but along the way, you kind of experienced the reality show drama aspect, mainly because the guys were introduced into the show. What was it like dealing with all that drama and still having to compete? Did it kind of wear you down a little bit, but did you keep yourself separate from everybody else, which is why you may not have had the most support in the catwalk crew?
I think I had a larger focus on the bigger picture, so I was not up late at night partying or having fun with the other guys and girls. I was asleep in bed getting ready for the photo shoot the next day. My focus was solely on why I was there, and I didn't come to make friends or have everyone love me. I came there to take it all away from them, and that's what I did. I stayed focused and just kept my eye on the prize the entire time.
So I also got to know, what did you think about the character they kind of created you to be on the show? You have some diehard fans out there, and they actually dissected all of your confessionals and found that the confessional that talks about you being married at a young age was used over and over throughout the cycle. Was that a light you kind of wanted to be seen in, or were you kind of disappointed that you were portrayed that way?
Looking back at the show and watching my side commentaries and stuff, I feel like I was true to who I am in real life. That is something that happened to me, and the fact that they played it over and over again, I think it's a good thing because it is an issue that needs to be brought up, and that's happening every single day. To 1 in 4 women are victims of domestic violence, and that was something that I'm glad that they did show. I'm glad they showed that I'm not a perfect girl with a perfect past. I did go through some struggles and got myself into some bad situations, and I learned from it, and I take everything as a learning experience, which I think is important.
So there was another fellow contestant. He also had a troubled past, and he was also your only supporter in the catwalk crew before Mike decided to switch over. And that was Chris H. What was it like having him as your only supporter at first on the catwalk crew? He said he picked you because that he felt you were the best model. Did that ring true to you, or did you think that that was a little fake?
I feel that when Chris was in the competition, I didn't feel like he was being himself. I think there was too much pressure on him, and he felt like he needed to portray something he wasn't. But as soon as he was eliminated and he was given the option to choose who he thought was going to win, at first was like, oh great, I have Chris on my team, the last person I want to stand next to because he annoys me so much. But what I didn't realize is he wasn't in the competition anymore. I didn't have to worry about him. The fact that he chose me based off of my modeling skills alone, it feels really good on the inside that someone believes in me and has faith in me, and I have a lot more respect for him for choosing my team. And I realized that when I said that I was unhappy about him being on my side, that was just a bratty moment. That was just a moment of me not realizing that I had someone who actually did believe in my skills.
So of course social media is blowing up because a lot of people actually said they wanted Cory to win. Did you see him as a major competition, or who did you see as your biggest competition in the cycle?
I think that when it comes to modeling skills, I would have to say that my two biggest threats the entire time until they left the competition were Nina and Chris H. I honestly think they had great modeling skills because Nina won Best Photo twice. Chris had just stayed in the competition a very long time, even though he was in the bottom a couple times. The fact that he was able to stay there for so long said something about, obviously his pictures are good. I would have to say that, yeah, Chris and Nina really had me running for my money. Like literally, I was worried that Nina was going to get me eliminated just by getting another Best Photo or something. And the fact that Nina and I were good friends as well, I was worried that if one of us won, if we were still going to be friends or not, and luckily we are.
I gotta say that the finale was crazy. There was so much going on between the runway show and the video shoot. What was it like kind of acting as the love interest with Cory and Marvin and basically making out with both of them? Was that weird for you? And also Bali can get really, really warm, so I could imagine that being a really uncomfortable situation.
I would have to say filming that fashion film was a blast. It was probably the most fun I've ever had on set, and there were moments that were really tough. I have to say that the most torture I ever went through in the entire competition would be kissing Cory, because we were literally drenched in sweat, and like right now all I can think of is sweat and the sweat in my mouth. So that was tough, but looking back when I watched myself kissing him, it was just hilarious and fun, and I had a blast watching it all come together. But it was a very tough situation because I have a relationship back at home, and I had to kiss Cory and Marvin, and as well as, some other people in the competition earlier on. But yeah, it was definitely awkward for me, but I was professional. I got through it, and at the end of the day, it was fun, and that's all that matters.
Well, it made for a very memorable finale. Now you have a huge fan base. How can they follow your career as it progresses? Do you have a Facebook, website, Twitter? What's the best way that your fans can follow you?
The best way to keep in touch with me would be to follow on Twitter and Facebook. They are the same username, which is @LoveJourdan, and that's spelled LoveJourdan. That's where I go to for all my updates first. So you'll see it on Twitter and Instagram before you'll see it on Facebook. I do run my own Facebook page, and that is Jourdan Miller Official. So if anybody's looking out to find my real accounts, those are them. Yeah, just keep updated on what I have going on. I actually think that I updated a photo from today, so everyone should go and check that out.
Well, congratulations. We were all so excited to see that you won.
That means a lot to me.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what's in store for you and how your nylon and guest campaigns turn out, knowing that your photos throughout this whole cycle were amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Like us on Facebook at B94.5 Morning Zoo Crew.